Next, we're going to call the head of the Christian Heritage Party, Brad Turner, if he'll come and share some words with us as well. Rod Taylor.
Thank you. It's great to be here with patriots and lovers of freedom, lovers of Canada, and those who know no racial bounds or discrimination, because we are united in the body of Christ in our love of people, our love of this nation, and our love of freedom. I bring you greetings from the Christian Heritage Party, from our members across the country, from our national board, from my wife and family in northern BC. It's great to be here. I thank Arthur for and all those who helped with the organizing, but for the invitation to be here among you. In the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which is part of our national constitution, the opening phrase says, Canada was founded on principles that recognize the supremacy of God, G-O-D, the God of the Bible, and the rule of law. If we had the supremacy of God recognized as it's stated in the Charter, and if we had the rule of law back in this country, we would be living in a country the way it was designed both by God and by our founders. Right now in this country, as you know, every year 100,000 babies are killed by abortion. 100,000. That is the same number of people as live in a basic riding in Canada. There's 338 ridings, 35 million people, and our land is polluted with innocent human blood. We cannot expect the blessings of God on a nation that tolerates and approves and pays for the killing of the innocent. Now, a couple of years ago, the Supreme Court violated the supremacy of God and approved assisted suicide, euthanasia. In the first year that the government passed legislation allowing the killing of innocent elderly, disabled, and vulnerable human beings, we killed in Canada 2,000 people who would have been protected by the law. And of course, another thing, the gender issues, the gender confusion that is being pushed on us. Confusion comes from the father of lies. God doesn't want us to be confused. God doesn't want us to be confused about anything, about our gender, about the fact that He made us for a purpose. He formed this country for a purpose. He has plans for us, plans for good and not for evil, to give us a future and a hope. He wants prosperity and freedom for our children. He wants us to be able to speak plain English to each other and not have to couch everything in political correctness. So faith, family, freedom, and life, those are the things we stand for. Unfortunately today in Canada, there are 14 federal parties in Canada. We are about the 7th in size. There's parties that are smaller than us, Christian Heritage Party of Canada. But we are the only one out of 14 parties that has a policy of supporting the protection of innocent human life from conception until natural death. I wish all the parties had that policy. But every voter in this country deserves to have a politician that they can vote for that will stand up and their party will back them and say, we believe in the protection of innocent human life. God makes life. It's not for us to take it away. We are the only party that has a policy that supports the traditional marriage between one man and one woman. And, you know, that should be, every party should have that policy. It's natural. It's the way God designed us. Everyone here and everyone out on that sidewalk, everyone that lives in this city of Calgary has a mother and a father. Whether they know them or not, whatever kind of a family they're living in, every one of us came here through the same door. We have a mother, we have a father, and our mother brought us to birth. I wasn't always a Christian. When I was 16 years old, I was hitchhiking across the country, sleeping under bridges, and riding the freight train. And I never knew either that I'd be standing here to talk to you about these things. But God got a hold of me when I was about 25, and it was my privilege a few years ago to leave my mother. You're so encouraged! 93. God is the one who is the author of life. He brings life and truth and freedom to us, and He has plans for us. He wants us to submit not to foreign gods, not to false ideologies, but He wants us to come into obedience to Him, because when we do that, He will provide all that we need for life, family, freedom. And so I'm going to tell you just quickly two things. One is, if you want to know more about the Christian Heritage Party, go to our website, chp.ca. chp.ca. You can find out everything you need to know about us. We are right now looking for champions across this country, men and women who will stand up and represent Christian moral values in the 2019 general election. We would like to have a minimum of 100 candidates, but if God so moves that we can have 338, one in every riding in the country, we would love that. But we are looking for men and women of integrity, men and women who are willing to stand on the front lines and to speak the truth to a secular audience. Our nation desires the truth. The people out there, people on the sidewalk here, the people that are in some ways making it difficult for us, they're hungry for the truth, and they don't want us to mince our words and do everything by political correctness and bring confusion. They want us to speak the truth in love, but with freedom in our heart. God's given us the freedom. He has plans for us. He has plans for each one of you here, plans for good, not for evil, give you a future and a hope. We want to work together. If any of you think that God may be tapping you on the shoulder to serve as a candidate, please get a hold of me, either today or through our website, and talk to me about it. We have ways of helping you to become a good and proficient candidate, able to represent those values. And we hope that God will send many men and women to Parliament to stand for the truth, to protect life, family, freedom, and even finances. That's another whole topic. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. I want to personally thank the police too. I don't know if they hear me, but I want them to know that we do appreciate them maintaining law and order. The rule of law is just as important as the supremacy of God. And that means the rule of law means that the law applies equally to everybody, not favoritism. Everybody lives under the same rules. Anyway, God bless you all. It's a privilege to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.